Hello and welcome to Hey Harvey CNC. Today's video is on how to take a 3D model and turn it into an Intarsia project. Stay tuned to find out how to do so. Here we have our magnolia plant. I drew a vector around the middle petals. I'm going to highlight the model, put my finger on the shift key, click the vector, split to select the component using a vector, click on the middle, delete, now if you look, there is a vector here. You want a vector on the outside. Actually, we're going to delete this vector here. Select it. Create vector boundary around the component. So now we have vectors all the way around. What we need to do is isolate each individual leaf. So we're going to take this top leaf here. We're going to call it leaf 1. So vectors are highlighted. There's a lot of them, so we're going to go in the drawing tab. We're going to do curve fit, Bezier curves, preview, OK. We do that to minimize the amount of curves. What we're going to do is cut this vector and this vector here, and the vector for the leaf here, and then join them. So we're going to insert a point. We're going to cut vector. Into another point, cut vector. For the leaf, we're going to insert a point, cut vector. We can cut a vector right there. So now we'll come out. We have this one, and we have this. Let's see if we could join it. We did. It's a closed vector. Now what we do is we click on the model, click on the vector, go to modeling with your finger on the shift key, clear area outside selected vectors. There we have our first leaf. But before we can make it a clip art, we got to get rid of this, because if we save it right now, we'll bring everything. So let's delete these vectors we don't need. Delete them. Let's get rid of these. Go model. Export as 3D clip art. This will be leaf 1. Now when we close the file, we do not save it. So we don't want to do the changes. Before I started editing the petal, we should have saved the outer petals. So actually, after we cut this, saved this clip art, we closed it, and we're able to go back to the outer petals, and we hit right back in there. So now this one's gone. So now we move over, and we'll edit the rest of them clockwise, going petal 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 9. Now that I have my vector drawn, highlight the model, shift, click the vector, split it. I want to keep the middle petals, so I'll delete these. Now with this, as you break it apart, each petal has one line or curve in common. So as we cut it, we'll save the outline, so we have another vector here. Let me show you. So again, we'll highlight the vectors. Minimize the amount of nodes. One time I said curves by mistake, but they're nodes. Oh, let's do this one over here first. Okay, so now we have our vectors. We have to split them. Ungroup them. Cut a vector here. Cut a vector here. Insert a point. Cut a vector here. And insert a point here because of the crease. Now if we did this right, okay, that's good. Now we have to join them. And they're both with a straight line. Let's see if it's closed. It's closed. So now we highlight the model, highlight the vector. But before we do that, we save it. Mid petal. Now we highlight the model, highlight the vector, go to modeling, clear everything outside. Again, we have to delete the excess vectors. Export as 3D clip art. This will be PED 10. Save. When we quit, before we quit though, we copy the enclosed vector. We copy it for the next time. We close. We do not save it. We open it. Wrong one. Now we paste. We already have a vector. Now we can go work on this guy here. Now we're going to remove the last area of petals. We highlight it. Click on the vector. Split it. We'll get rid of the outer group. But we're also going to get rid of the pistil. Now this circle, it's not really a circle. It's close. But what I'm going to do instead of trying to make it fit perfect, I'm going to make sure that these sides will be circular. Therefore, it doesn't matter where I put this piece, they'll all match up. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight it. And this I'm going to delete. And then the same thing. Eliminate the amount of nodes. Edit close the vectors, save each one, then come back, use this circle, save that. It's a pistol. You have all the pieces, and now you can start making your cutting. Before we can start laying out the pieces, there's one last thing we need to do. With the vector, I'm going to delete the model. I'm going to highlight the vectors. We're going to offset inwards 1/8 of an inch. And we can cut these out. If you want the different pellet, you could actually V-carve the outline of all the leaves in here, so when you're putting it together, you know where the pieces fit. But if not, you can just do it this way too. On the outside, I'm not going to put tabs on it. And there's your backer board that you put the glued pieces to. So right now, I took all the outer petals, and this is just for demonstration. You could put them all on a piece of paper. Basically, I highlight each and every one of them. Put a vector on them, highlight them, that looks good. Cutting with the grain. My finishing cut with a taper ball nose. I'm going by the vectors. And then I cut them out. I'm not putting any tabs on them for this, so you'll have an idea what they look like. Didn't go deep enough. And there you are. Notice how the detail is there. Everything's going with the grain. It turns out fantastic. An Intarsia model. My only comment is this is my 7th YouTube video, and right now I know they're not the best quality, but out of my 6, I got a total of 17 likes, which is less than 3 likes a video. So if you don't like the content but you like the idea, I haven't found anywhere in the YouTube about anyone doing something like this. So if you do, I'd like to see if I can get to 100 likes for this video. I don't know if I will, but that's my outside goal. Also, I'm very committed to this taking 3D models and converting it to Intarsia. I've created a Google group. So in the notes below, if you make a comment or if you email me at heyharveycnc@gmail.com and ask if you could join our group, basically the group would only deal with coming with ideas on how to improve, on how to turn a 3D model into an Intarsia model. I played with a lot of different ideas, slicing, tracing with a pen and using the back with the exact and reversing it and photocopying it because the ink would bleed through the paper. I tried a couple different things, but this was a simple project. The more complex projects, it'll be harder to do. So if you want, hit the like button. And also, if you want to join my Google group, email me at heyharveycnc@gmail.com and I will put you in there. It will not be for exchanging files or anything. It'll only be for ideas and posting pictures. So thank you. Take care.